श्रीचैतन्यामनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी कृष्णानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Together chant. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamukiraya Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishviki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजाग्रे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरविषे नमः नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मणाय च जगद्धिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य वेशकारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। करोति वाचालं पंगुलं गायति गिरिं कृपहतमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरम्। ओम पवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यत्स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षः सर्वव्याप्यान्तरं शुचिम्। श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु। हरे कृष्णा। दंडवत प्रणाम। चेतन कृष्ण को दंडवत प्रणाम। हरे कृष्णा। थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग। हरे कृष्णा माता जी। थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग। Can you increase the treble in the increase the treble, decrease the bass? Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram. So let us chant 11 times Hare Krishna mantra. Let's begin the class today by chanting 11 times Hare Krishna mantra for the good health and recovery of his own Japataka Swami. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming. Yet another discussion on dying before you die. Last week, we discussed for some time on this topic. So one of the things, of course, we are all going to die. Of this, there is no doubt. Does anybody have a doubt? Sabko marna hai. We don't know when and how. That is the only thing that is separating our understanding about death. But death is inevitable. It's going to come, right? Everybody wants their death to be painless. I also want my death to be painless. And everybody wants, sometimes people also want their death to be popular. Right? On my death, the whole city should cry. Some people have the desire also. Unfortunately, sometimes after coming to devotional life also, we carry some, how can you say that? Materialistically quoted spiritual ambitions. Can we say that? I don't know. I've never heard of any word like that, but there is a material desire, you are trying to fulfill it spiritually. Right? Whereby I want my death to be famous. There should be a big difference after my death. In ISKCON also. As if something we have done here. That is also a very big anartha. Right? When we say, when Mahaprabhu says, Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim kavitam va jagadish kamaye, he is not just talking about materialistic people. He is talking about people. Right? And even when we are when we start our spiritual path, some of these anarthas continue. When we came from Golokwa to material world, did we come with 100 people? Like we all are sitting in Goloka like this. Hey, Subhara Prabhu, Haribol, Krishna Haribol, Venkat Prabhu, chalo, let's go to material world. Did we do like that? At least I have not heard like that. If you have heard from any other lecture, please tell me. What I have heard is we have single-handedly rejected Krishna, and Lord Krishna tried to stop us, and we came here. That means we have come here with a great anartha of being individual. That individuality, that ego sitting inside, deep anartha, false ego. That I want to enjoy this material world. That I factor has been very, very strongly imposed by us to come here. How many agree with this? You have not come here collectively. You have come alone only. Agree? Problem is, now to go back, we can't go back alone. You have to go collectively as a group of devotees. Agree? Huh? You can't go back alone. Everybody has explained, all great acharyas have explained. Prabhupada has told many times, you cannot go back to Krishna alone, you have to be in association of devotees. So it's a big paradox, isn't it? It's a big clash of your reason why you came here And with that reason, you can't go back. You need to be in the Sangha of devotees. And one thing that doesn't agree with that at all is our policy. No. So what happens is, even though we all heard this statement many times that life is a preparation, death is examination, but actually we are not preparing for that examination because we are not wanting to collectively work. Because we all came here with a different ambition. Na? See, the point is very simple. You have come here to enjoy this world separately, separate from God itself. His own creation you are enjoying. You don't want him and you want to enjoy this. So, and you rejected him also. Can you imagine? The same Krishna, with more mukut, with Pitambar, with such a beautiful Akarsha Krishna, we said, no, I don't want to see your face. I'm coming here. So, kitna, how much, with how much vengeance or with how much arrogance, lack of words, decisively we have come here and alone we have come here. And we don't want anybody here. We want to be the enjoyer of this material world. Everybody. Every single person sitting here or outside. Everybody. If you're still here, that only means you're still not ready to go back. Kuch to hai. Something we have still kept it hidden, which you're not planning to tell to the doctor. Please cure this part of me. You're not telling that. सब बात कर रहे हैं वो एक चीज नहीं बता रहे. Poor doctor is giving whatever you are telling, for that medicine only is giving. Right? You're telling you have a headache, is giving headache tablet. Is giving leg tablet. Sometimes gurus also have to do that, until we surrender and until we change, until we really ask that medicine, they also can't give. They know. Don't think gurus don't know. They know. But how can you administer medicine to a patient who doesn't want that medicine? Right? So, die before you die is something that we have to deliberately work on. And we have to work in association of devotees by taking a lot of guidance until we die. Until the time of death. Don't think that, okay, Prabhu, I am ready now. Okay, I'm done. My preparation is done, I'm going to die now. Right? No. You have to practically die. Physically alive, but in all other aspects, I'm done with this material world. More than done with the material world, I'm done with my aspiration in this material world. Right? My aspiration in this material world, to enjoy this material world. I was giving a lecture today morning only from Prabhupada, and Prabhupada was saying, until you develop utter frustration on this material world, you cannot start your spiritual level. You should be frustrated. Like, I don't want to achieve anything in this world. I just want to use my situation in service of Krishna. Vairagya. But Yukta Vairagya. Right? Use this word, not reject this word. Use this word. But I personally don't have anything to achieve here. Yesterday there was a leadership class by His Radhesham Prabhu. He was giving so many ways in which mind is going to manipulate us. So who is the person who is going to stop us from dying before we die? We only, our own mind, nobody else. Actually the fight is internal. Right? So last week we discussed, there are 3 parts in which we are discussing this topic. Last week we discussed the first part, which is learn the truth before you die. Right? Learn. At least have the anxiety to, the desire to learn the Vedic knowledge. And clarity, get that clarity. Where are you? Where you want to go? How to go? That knowledge has to be clear, right? I'm not going to recap the whole thing, but this we discussed. A lot of people, what do they want to do before they die? Different parties, they want to do different things. We are not in that, And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that dying in itself doesn't make you achieve anything, right? Here in 4.55, Mahaprabhu is saying, my dear Sanatan, he said, if you could attain Krishna by committing suicide, I would certainly give millions of bodies without a moment's hesitation. So that's not, dying is not the goal of this class. Like, Prabhuji, I heard the class, now I'm going to die. That's not the point. No. It's like, what are you going to do before you die? And then we discover Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj is sitting down, 195, is saying, Parishadhara sat down firmly on the banks of Ganges to concentrate his mind in Krishna consciousness, rejecting all other practices of self-realization because transcendental loving service to Krishna is the greatest achievement, superseding all other methods. Right? So the clarity he got that मेरे को और कुछ नहीं करना, I want to be Krishna conscious. I don't want any other methods. मेरे को इधर स्नान करना है, यहाँ पे मेरा बाल निकालना है, यहाँ पे all that thing is done. I'm done. Now tell me, final, क्या करना है मेरे को? All those methods are needed. They'll bring you forward. But then what is? So it was very clear. And the next sloka, 1.19.24, he says, "Oh, trustworthy Brahman." Now he's asking, what help he needs? So he's preparing himself. "Oh, trustworthy Brahmanas, I now ask you about my immediate duty. Please, after proper deliberation, tell me of the unalloyed duty of everyone in all circumstances, and specifically for those who are just about to die." Specifically. For somebody who's going to die, tell me the duty. And finally he says, 119.38, "Please let me know what a man should hear, chant, remember and worship, and also what he should not. Please explain all this to me." Basically, if you see, the mode of the sloka is almost like what Lord Krishna is telling you. I don't want any deviations. I don't want Bahushaka. I don't want different paths. Tell me very clearly. I don't have time. Tell me also what I should not hear. There is no need to ask that question if you really think about it. Right? Tell me what a man should hear. Good, Shravana. What a man should chant. What a man should remember. And what he should worship. Ho gaya na? What is the reason for him to tell what he should not? Right? There is a reason. Because unless we pull that anchor off, we cannot do the first four things. We have to pull that anchor off. Some things that we are still doing, we should stop it. Otherwise, we can't go forward. For a ship to go forward, you have to pull the anchor off. Or, in fact, don't put one more anchor. Right? Putting one more anchor. Say, "Prabhu, I am going forward in Krishna Bhakti, but Prabhuji, आज India-Pakistan match है ना?" Right? In between the lecture, कितना score कितना 2 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. अरे बाप. Pull the anchors. We have to pull the anchors. If you don't pull the anchor, or you don't aspire to pull the anchor, why will even Krishna pull that anchor? Take it. So we discussed all this last week. You want to take a recap of the detailed discussion? You can go to the last lecture. So I want to die before I die. I don't want to live like dead. That is also important. So how Krishna operates? We discussed this last week. Directly and indirectly. Directly as his own avatars. Right? He'll come here and operate directly by himself coming. And indirectly when he comes, in two ways he does. One, he sends his empowered souls from the spiritual world. Second, he empowers those people who are going to assist those empowered souls. Right? So the first category, definitely, I don't think anybody in this hall fits in that category. At least not me. That we are sent. Do you remember any time Krishna telling, "Go and deliver Gachibowli"? Bola kisi ko? Kukatpalli? Huh? No, I don't think so. Right? So we all have been put here. Acharyas, you can say they have come on a vacation. We have not come on a vacation. We are thrown here. There is a difference between vacation and deputation. Not even deputation. What is it? Huh? Like literally prison house. Huh? Imprisoned. Big difference. Of course, Acharyas don't want a vacation. Their vacation is with Krishna only. But lack of words, I'm just using the word that they know why they have come here. Let me put it in. They have a service, they are doing that service, they're very happy doing that service. But many other living entities are not in that category. They have come here because sometimes we don't know why we have come here. But we know that we want to enjoy. We want to enjoy this world in all respects. So, but some of us can choose that I'm going to use this life serving the empowered souls. Then Krishna starts observing us and Krishna starts giving his mercy on us also. We have that opportunity, right? Like taking initiation, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavana Jiva, Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata. Going to the point of surrendering is very, very important. Last week I discussed that how much important it is to take initiation from a guru. Become ready for initiation. None of us are qualified. None of us are qualified. Even sometimes the people who have taken initiation are qualified. Because initiation, another word, synonymous is mercy. That's all. They have given mercy, so you got initiated. Right? And if you are aspiring, sincerely you are aspiring, it's equal that you got initiated. There is no difference in Krishna's eyes. Krishna is not going to tell, "Hey, तुम्हारा list में नाम नहीं आएगा, not over, I'm not going to take it to Goloka." No. The moment, in fact, I have seen many devotees who have not taken or not got initiated yet, but they are serving. I can't compare, but thousands of times better than initiated devotees. Because they're very clear. See, ultimately, initiation is what? Beginning of spiritual life. With clear, resolute determination. Bas, I'm done, I'm clear. Right? That itself is main part of initiation. Then the whole ceremony of doing it right of the fire sacrifice and Panchabhutas, all that is something that Krishna arranges for you and Guru to have that one moment. So indirectly, Krishna can operate through us. The big statement. Krishna, where is it? Probably where is it? Yes. Why not? Mama Vamsho Jiva Loke. You are part of him. You are part of him. When Chaitanya Charan Prabhu told, don't become depressed anytime. Never become depressed. How are you becoming? You are part of Krishna. How can you being part of Krishna get depressed? This is something illogical here. You are part of. You will become depressed when you forget that you are part of Krishna. That's when you will become depressed, right? And why we should not get depressed anytime in life? Because we should know, because we are part of Krishna, He has a plan for us. It's beautiful meditation. There is the Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, in a short video was telling. He has a plan for us because we are part of Him. He has a plan for us. How is it possible that He doesn't have a plan for us? For every single person here, He has a plan. If we have this faith, and with this faith we go forward, then we will never be depressed, we will never be unhappy. Of course, it's not that easy. Bolna aasan hai. But always, often the faith is shaken. Hey, what will happen? My daughter is getting married, will the in-laws take care of her? My son, his career, what will happen? My health, what will happen? What will happen? What will happen? The fear is there, but when you start progressing more and more in spiritual life, the what will happen question will come, and the answer also will come. Whatever Krishna wants will happen. Ho gaya khatam. So, and last week we also discussed how does Lord Krishna know whom to empower. Now we know we want to get empowered, but how does He know whom to empower? Right? We discussed many things where the donations we give, holy places we visit, respect sadhus, lead sattvic life, eat vegetarian, construct temple, learn Sanskrit, humble dealings, read scriptures, commit no sins, honors prasadam, taking care of family, save Sanatan Dharma, vote for right party, perform all sanskaras, regular to satsang, join online classes, do Bhakti Shastri, do Bhakti Vaibhav, read all books, and why not go to Kumbh Mela? But point is, all these things are good. They're good. But are they enough indication for us to go back to Krishna? There are stepping stones, no doubt. All these things are. Right? But what are the most essential things that Krishna Himself is telling qualify us to go back to Krishna? One, qualification that is seen by Krishna and qualification that is seen by Guru. Seen by Krishna, Sa evayam maya tebhya yogo prokta pradana bhaktos visaka cheti rahasyam yeda dutam. He's saying, you should become, I'm telling the secret because you're not envious of me, or you're like my friend. So that quality He is seeing to empower us. Until we reach that quality that we are not envious of God, He's not going to reveal us the secret how to come back to Him. Right? Many times in Bhagavad Gita, Dadami Buddhi Yogam, I'm going to give you that knowledge. I'm going to show you the path to come back to me, provided you become my devotee. Every time He's insisting that we have to go towards devotion. Jnani, Bhakta, Jnani, Karmis, Bhogis, and Yogis. Nahi hoga. He is not going to give. Bhaktas, He'll give. So that is one of the qualifications that is His to empower. And what is the qualification seen by Guru? That also Krishna is telling. Very famous sloka. Tadvidi pranipatena paripashtena sevaya Upadeshante Jnanam Jnana Sattvadarshina. So he's seeing this quality that, oh, okay, he's surrendering to a devotee, he's surrendering to a guru, and he's willing to come forward. Right? He's willing to listen and willing to serve, sevaya, right? And pranipadena, sitting down and hearing, not online. Online only if you are handicapped or just about to die. But otherwise, sit down and hear. Already we have so many distractions in life. Why do you want to add more? Right? Okay. So we discussed what we need to do, what we need to know. We also discussed how Krishna operates, and we discussed how Krishna. No, what did I say? Yeah, what we should know and how Krishna operates and how does he empower others and whom does he empower. We discussed, right? Now the second part today, we will discuss about preparing for the final moment. Right? So after this camp, we preparing for then living that moment. How do you lead a life when you're already dead in this material world? That is the third part next week. Okay. Today we are going to spend how do we head towards that? How do we head towards that final moment? What consciousness you are preparing yourself? How are you leading this life? A material life, spiritual life, कैसे lead कर रहे हो? So Prabhuji, this session will work as much as you internally dwell into you. This session is a meditation in myself. When I'm preparing this, I'm hearing lectures from different Prabhus, different Maharajas. I'm taking advice from several Prabhus. Prabhuji, इस aspect में क्या करना है? So I'm doing my R&D. I'm not saying this is a perfect session. Maybe you all can improvise it also. But most important thing is that you have to introspect at each place. What is my situation here? Because we're all preparing for that moment. Na? Die before you? Die. So let's read this shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, where Lord Shiva, Shivratri is coming. So Lord Shiva is telling, how has he prepared to die before he dies? Or what is the consciousness one should carry to lead a life of a devotee? Tapyante loka tapena, tapyante loka tapena, sadhava prayashojana, sadhava prayashojana, parama radhanam tadhi, paramaradhanam tadhi, purushasya akilatmana, purushasya akilatmana. Translation purport by Divine A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki. Please repeat after me. It is said that great personalities almost always accept voluntary suffering because of the suffering of people in general. This is considered the highest method of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present in everyone's heart. So this comes near the Samudra Manthan Lila, right, where Lord Shiva takes the halal, the poison into his throat. And at that time, the shloka is chanted by Sukadeva Goswami. What is the quality of Lord Shiva? Somebody who's ready to take poison, somebody ready to take trouble to help others. Actually, one of the acharyas was explaining that I was hearing from a Brahmin, discussing about this. He said, actually, Lord Shiva did not want to take poison. He was looking at this, and the poison came out, and he was wondering what to do with this. My God, it's going to kill everybody. What to do? At that time, Mother Parvati came and actually told him, take it. Don't worry. My chastity, my Mangal Sutra is so powerful that it will not go below your throat. Like that. So he then, taking the confidence of his wife, of course, it's a Leela, So he accepted the poison and stopped it at his throat. And because he stopped it at his throat, everybody is worried that it can go anytime below the throat and he might die. Right? And in that worry, people are awake and they were chanting and they were praying, and that is what is Shivaratri. right? The whole episode of staying awake and uh, trying to thank Bholenath, Ashutosh, that we are doing this for us, right? In that consciousness, we are celebrating Shivratri. Shivratri is a great festival. And what is Lord Shiva doing while he is sitting and meditating and holding the throne? He is worshipping Krishna, right? In his mind of mind, he is chanting the Lord Krishna's names, right? And it is explained that we should have a vrata for Krishna on Shivratri that pleases Lord Shiva most. And what is the vrata? We should remember Krishna's names and we should ask for devotion for Lord Krishna from Lord Shiva on this day. Very, very essential, right? Some people do fasting whole day also, Shivratri. Some people do Ekadashi fasting. Some people do fasting till noon. Different levels. But the vrata is Krishna vrata. And actually, deviating a little, 5 minutes, is that Lord Vishnu's temple was always in between a village. When there is a village or a city, Lord Vishnu's temple is in between. Lord Shiva's temple is always outside the village, somewhere outside. Now, whole village has come, outside on Hajpas. Gachibowli has become so populated, so many other places have become. Now, all temples are within only. We don't know which one is outside, which one is inside. But typically, when a landscape plan is made for a village or a city, Lord Narayan temple, Lord Ram temple, Krishna temple, they're in between or inside, and Lord Shiva's temple is outside because he's Kshetrapalaka. He protects the whole Dham, wherever Lord Vishnu's temple is. So on Shivratri day, it is a custom that everybody goes and thanks Lord Shiva that thank you for holding the poison for us and we are coming here. We are coming here to, serve you, remember you, and do the festivities. So he is Abhisheka Priya. He is also called Abhisheka Priya because he is part of Rudra. Both of them actually, he himself and his Ansha, Hanumanji, both of them are, they are very hot because they are Rudras. They are very hot. So they have to be always, the Abhishek should constantly, Nitya Abhisheka Seva has to happen. In case of Narayan, Nitya Abhisheka Seva is never there. He is, Alankara Priya. He likes to, have new clothes and new this. In case of Lord Shiva is Abhisheka Priya. Right? So he is always like, there is on the top of his head, there is, of course, when Bhagirath Maharaj called for Ganges, so it came from Lord Vishnu's lotus feet, fell on his head. The head is going down and he always wants Mother Ganga to fall on his head. And there is always Abhisheka Patra on the top. And then there is dip by dip, always on. And so is even Hanumanji. He always needs Chandanka Lep, he always needs something cool to keep him cool. Because it's part of Lord Shiva. Right? He put so many things on. Hanumanji will never see without anything on him, just to keep him cool. He is like that. Not that they are angry, they are Vaishnavas, they have served the Supreme Lord in big ways. Ansha. Lord Shiva comes from the same Sadashiva, who has 4 hands. Lord Shiva in this world only has 2 hands, but the origin from where it comes is equal to Vishnu, Sadashiva, in spiritual world. So people used to go outside the village to do Shivratri Puja. But the puja will go on till almost 12 o'clock in the night because, it's far off and they'll do that puja. And in those days to come back is not that easy, because there can be snakes, there can be a lot of, problems coming back into the village from outside the village. When you say outside the village, not in the border, you have to go a little further. So in order to keep everybody awake until the next morning, they would do many activities which include Shiva Parvati Kalyana. It's not like Shiva Parvati Kalyana is mentioned that this is something they should do at 12 o'clock. There's nowhere it's mentioned. There are discussions with the senior Brahmin saying nowhere it's mentioned. But it's a very positive activity that people do to remember Lord Shiva and Parvati on that day. And it's also a good activity to wait for the Mangalarti. So by Mangalarti then they can come back into and they finish till the next day morning and they come back. So Jagran is done for that. Right? So what you do whole day? Whole night you do Abhishekam, constant Nitya Abhisheka Seva, and you do Parikrama of Lord Shiva Linga, but Parikrama is not like the way you think Parikrama is. A lot of people don't know. Even I didn't know. You don't do full parikrama of Lord Shivalinga. You only do almost full. Right? So there is a place from where the Abhishekam water comes down and it goes. You're not supposed to cross there. Right? That is the mercy of Lord Bholenath which is coming out. So you start from the place where it comes down and then you go around the. It's also called Shaligram. In a way. Actually, Lord Linga is not just anything. It's just like Narayan Shaligrama. It is also a kind of Shaligram only, the whole Shivalinga. And then you go around it, then you come all the way till the Dhara is coming down, and again you go back. And then again to the point where you started. That is called one parikrama. Not you going here is one. When you go and come back to the point again, that's called one. You should never cross that. Right? There are many things. A lot of people do Abhishekam, they do Alankarana also sometimes of the Shivalinga throughout the night. And there are different types of lingas, what you keep in the house. Many people, Bholenath's worshippers, they keep linga in their house also. But there is again, in Shiva Purana explains, there is rules and regulations around it. You can't just whimsically do what you want to do. Right? The linga should be minimum, the height of, minimum height should be 1 finger. And maximum height should be 12 fingers in the house. You should not keep anything more than that in the house. And if you are keeping a temple of Lord Shiva, the minimum height should be 12 fingers. After that, you are wish how much you want to keep. So there are all standards, and it should be made of one thing, one metal. If you have one thing, like it is either made the linga and the deepa, on which the flows from. The whole Abhishekam liquid flows from. It should be made either of stone completely, or it should be made of metal completely, or it is made of some Ayurvedic paste completely. But what is completely made of the same thing? Unless the Shivalinga is coming from Narmada river. If you found that in Narmada river, like any other Shaligram, then you can have anything underneath it. Like it's made of stone from Narmada river, you can have metal part of Parvati Devi also, like that. So there are many rules and regulations. Many people these days, of course, devotion is most important, but many people don't know this nitty-gritty. And we as Vaishnavas, we should know at least some part of it. So Shivratri, you can hear very good lectures given by many senior devotees in ISKCON. They explain very nicely what we can do on Shivratri. Right? So we can chant more, we can hear more Krishna Katha, right? And Krishna Katha in which both Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna are involved. Vritrasura Leela you can hear, in which Chitraketu Maharaj's conversation, and Shiva Gita, right? It's there in 4th canto of Bhagavatam, you can read that. So there are many things, that we can do. So, so here Lord Shiva is accepting the poison to save all of us. And he is accepting austerity. Let's see the purport. Can anybody read? Can you take the mic? Anybody has the mic? It's too small for me to read from far. Somebody here can read. Yeah, we want to start first paragraph.
Here is an explanation of how those engaged in activities for the welfare of others are very quickly recognized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord states in Bhagavad Gita 18.68-69, Ya idam paramam guhyam pad bhaktesha apidashyate nacha tasman manushyesu kaschit me priyakratamaha. One who preaches the message of Bhagavad Gita to my devotees is most dear to me. No one can excel him in satisfying my worship. There are different kinds of welfare activities in this material world, but the supreme welfare activity is the spreading of Krishna consciousness. Other welfare activities cannot be effective, for the laws of nature and the results of karma cannot be checked. It is by destiny or the laws of karma that one must suffer or enjoy. For instance, if one is given a court order, he must accept it, whether it brings suffering or profit. Similarly, everyone is under the obligations to karma and its reactions. No one can change this. Therefore, the Shastra says.
Hare Krishna.
तस्यैव हेतो प्रयते ततोविदं न लभ्यते यत् प्रमतां मुपद्यतः. Bhagavatam 1.5.18. One should endeavor for that which is never obtained by wandering up and down the universe as a result of the reactions of karma. What is that? One should endeavor to become Krishna conscious. One tries to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. We should be understood to be performing the best welfare activity. The Lord is automatically very pleased with him. The Lord is pleased with him. What is left for him to achieve? One has been recognized by the Lord even if he does not ask the Lord for anything. The Lord who is within everyone supplies him whatever he wants. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Tesham vidyave yuktanam yogakshemam mahamyaham. Again as stated here, tapayante loka tapena sadhavaha prayasho janaha. The best welfare activity is raising people to the platform of Krishna consciousness, since the conditioned souls are suffered only for want of Krishna consciousness. Lord Himself also comes to mitigate the suffering of humanity.
Hare Krishna. Next slokas we all can chant together, very famous. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Somebody read the
Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself to deliver the pious and to annihilate their miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, and myself appear millennium after millennium. Gita 4.7. All the Shastras conclude, therefore, that spreading the Krishna consciousness movement is the best welfare activity in the world. Because of the ultimate benefit bestowed upon people in general, the Lord very quickly recognizes such service performed by humanity.
Hare Krishna. So both the last slide that you saw about how does the Lord operate by sending his empowered souls and to souls who are assisting the empowered souls is kind of explained here in the purport by Prabhupada through different ways, right? So Lord is directly coming, Paritranaya Sadhunam, Vinashaya Dushkritam, Dharma Sansthapanam, Sambhavami Yuge. He's coming Yuga after Yuga, right? And he's also sending his messengers, and who are setting the right example, like Lord Shiva himself. And he's also telling the people who do service in Krishna consciousness, who spread Krishna consciousness, are most dear to Krishna. And that is what our mission is. Why many devotees in ISKCON make a lot of progress as compared to many other institutions. I'm not comparing, but I'm sharing my observation. The devotees who come in ISKCON society, within few years they make so much, like clear progress, and you can tangibly see a difference. Because of Krishna's mercy, he is very happy that we are exactly doing what he is asking us to do. Prabhupada presented the most essential aspect of the parampara, that this is what you do when you make progress. And what is that? Spread Krishna consciousness. And you will also become Krishna conscious in the whole activity. If you are part of a preaching mission, whether you are preaching Siddhikan or Vyasasana, or you are preaching with your service and behavior and sevas, equal. You are part of it, and you will see a lot of progress happening in your consciousness. Because it's most dear to Lord Krishna. And Prabhupada is again reconfirming, very clearly is telling how much more clarity do we need. If one tries to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, he should be understood to perform the best welfare activity. The Lord is automatically very pleased with him. Automatically. Does anybody have a doubt here? Professor Mataji, if you are preaching also includes speaking and assisting, everything that involves in that. Done. You should not have any doubt what will mera kya hoga. Hoga. Krishna will take care. There is no doubt about it. Right? So if you are doing that, continue to do that. With full confidence do it. Until your last minute. But Prabhuji, I'm not feeling that changes are happening inside. Why do you bother about all that? When you are in ICU, so many medicines are administered. Doctor knows. Changes are happening inside. You don't know. You are still on the bed. Teen, sound is coming. Right? You don't know what's going on. But he knows what is behind the TTT. Oh, things are going. He knows. And with the right time, you'll come out of the ICU. Right? We just have to be there and allow that administration of medicine, which can be reversals also, which can be happy moments also, which can be so many things in our life, including spiritual life. Right? Material life also, spiritual life also. As long as we are in service, be rest assured, everything is going fine. But service not in the comfort zone. Service which removes us out of our comfort zone. Right? Because service also can become a sense gratification where you are very happy now that oh, Krishna, I'm happy in the service. No, you're not supposed to be happy, he's supposed to be happy. Okay, you will feel that happiness when he is happy, but then your happiness you should always assess. Am I settling down now? Am I taking things for granted now? Because when you take things for granted in your spiritual life, that's where anarthas will start. Pride will come. First thing that will come is pride. Oh, I think I'm worthy to be recognized now. I'm worthy to be honored now. I'm worthy to be worshipped now. Right? I'm worthy of that, I'm worthy of this, I'm worthy of that. And then comes offense. Right? How? You don't find any other devotee worthy to be worshipped. Right? You start judging even senior devotees. Why that Prabhuji takes so much indirect class? I don't know why he takes. Directly can speak now. Look at me the way I speak. Huh? Why that Prabhuji is not quoting slokas only? He should learn Sanskrit properly. Where are we going? Just think, where are we going? Slowly you are entering into a territory where you are judging the people whom Krishna has sent in your life. Right? And then what you are thinking will get converted into words and one day offense, and then Krishna will feel it's better to remove you from this satsang. It's better to remove you from this satsang because you can cause damage to other people. Always remember, a person is removed from satsang when he has malicious intentions about some people in the satsang, or too much judgmental thing is going on. He'll remove you. And how will you remove you? From offline to online. First one, from offline to online. First. Then from online to offline. Khatam, offline, khatam. And what is the situation in that offline? They are thinking they're actually on the line. That's what they think. People who leave satsang don't feel that they have left satsang. They feel that they have done the right thing by leaving satsang. And the people who are in the satsang are actually not understanding the real satsang, which is outside satsang. And even when senior sannyasis come, senior Prabhujis come, they start thinking now, should I go? I think I have found the essence. I think I have understood everything. Right? I'm telling you. Hare Krishna. Why that is happening? Prabhujis, the interest for us to come to satsang is given by Krishna. The interest to not come to satsang is also given by Krishna. Mata, Smriti, Jnanam, Cha is very clear. And Prabhupada, beautifully, yesterday night, my wife showed that small, I think she sent it in Gachibowli group also. 1 minute video of Prabhupada. Does anyone have that? Let me play it on. Such a emotional statement of Prabhupada that do bhakti to Krishna. Do bhakti to Krishna. Don't take things for granted. And at one moment he actually he chokes. Prabhupada chokes because of his. Yeah, this one, right? Where does sound come from here? Okay, just hear this out.
Samantata means don't be associated with the result. Let the result come, whatever it may. But you have to do your duty nicely and for the sake of God. Samantata pratikta annivesancha tatta yogasancha karmani guru yukha. Pratikta means that you are the doer. Forget, you are not the doer. You are being ordered to do it. Just like there's an example that you take a rod and kill a snake. Now the rod is practically killing the snake, but actually the rod is not responsible. Because the man who has taken the rod, who is killing the snake, he is responsible for killing the snake, not the rod. So we have to become the rod in the hand of the Supreme. Then all the reaction of our work will be, I will not be responsible for the reaction. The Lord will be responsible.
No, this is not the one. Anyway, this also has a message of being an instrument. Bro, where is what? Go to the WhatsApp. Here on. I don't know if you have heard that.
Yes, yes. Don't get wrong up,
Huh? It's a YouTube link actually. Understand? And this is what I sent, not what I sent. My wife sent. Yeah, Facebook actually. Sorry. Please hear this. Why is the sound not coming? No, tap code. Yeah.
Certain Goswami says, sir, why shall I go? Whatever I get, I love, and you kindly accept. I cannot go, old man. So Krishna had to eat them. Because the bhakta is offering, he cannot refuse. Jivan bhakti opposite. The real thing is bhakti. What you can offer to Krishna, everything belongs to Krishna. What you have got? What is your value? And what is the value of your things? There is nothing. Therefore, the real thing is bhaktya. Real thing is your feeling. Krishna, kindly take it. I have no qualification. I am most rotten fallen. But I have brought this thing for you. Please take. This will be accepted. And don't be bhakta. Always be careful. You are dealing with Krishna. That is my request. Thank you very much.
Jai Shri Prabhupada. See, this is what Acharya is telling. You are dealing with Krishna. Often we forget that. In devotional life also we start taking individual decisions, independent decisions, without proper understanding, with a false ego that whatever we are doing is right. I will not attend classes, I will read whatever I want, I think my service is the best, I think nobody is there. Very dangerous, we are dealing with Krishna. Because Krishna has made all these arrangements for us. And Prabhupada is saying, what can you offer to Krishna? What are you proud of offering to Krishna? He is Akhilanda Brahma, like everything belongs to him. And you are proud of your little offering that you are doing for him. The only thing that he sees is our intention and our readiness to come back to him. Right? So, we have to be very, very careful in spiritual life. Today's topic is preparing for the last minute, but you have to be in the last minute. That should be the preparation. And be in between devotees. I've seen some devotees who have had very, unfortunately, they've had some bad relationships. And nobody went when they died. After serving for 25 years in ISKCON, in a prominent position, nobody went. That means Krishna was not happy. As simple as it. Krishna was not happy. Whatever position you think you are in, right? There is only one position in ISKCON. What is that? Das. That's it. That is your position. Any other position that you recognize with, who are temple president, I'm GBC, I'm regional secretary, I'm this, I'm that, part of bureau, I'm part of this, I'm part of... All these positions have no meaning in Krishna's eyes. I am center head, I am preacher, I am, all this in Krishna's eyes they have no meaning. In Krishna's eyes the only meaning is, are you Das? Of a Das. That's all. We should be very careful dealing with Krishna. Because he can decide something that you can't even imagine. Nobody imagined that after the whole war of Kurukshetra, Pandavas are all, Dharma Sanstapana is over, and then Krishna comes to Kurukshetra to meet Bhishma. Even Bhishma didn't imagine. But he said, I was waiting for you. Because Krishna knows what every single person has done for him. Right? And whatever you do, he'll give you the taste. He'll give you the taste. And he'll give you such a nice taste that you'll never leave. What is it? Navai janajato katanchana vraje mukunda sevi anyavad anga samshriti smaran mukundangri upaguhanam kuna vihatum ichchena rasagraha jana. Narad Muni is telling to Vyasdev, he's telling, your seva of Mukunda is so sweet that even if somebody tries to run away, he is brought back again. Because he has experienced that rasa. Right? He cannot, even if you do one Rath Yatra, next life you'll pakka be part of another Rath Yatra. There is no doubt of, because the happiness that you got in the whole activity is unparalleled. Anything in this world cannot give that. Katanchana avrajet, which means you are trying to leave. Even if you want to leave, Krishna will not leave. What a merciful God. Huh? And he'll give you the kind of taste. He'll give you the kind of taste in devotional life that you won't get that anywhere else. Why do you think people come to satsang, sincere devotees? Why are they? Because they're not getting the taste outside. Nahi mil raha yaar. Nahi milega. We are very fortunate that we are tasting the right thing from the right person, Krishna. And this taste will lead us to ultimate destination. Lot of people are tasting lot of happy things outside, but they may or may not go to the right destination. But what is our situation? We are tasting also, we are going also to the right destination. How fortunate are we? Yeah. So we are dealing with Krishna. Should be very careful. So as we go forward, so what souls who want to be empowered need to do towards the preparation of death, what they need to do? They have to give to Lord Krishna and they have to give up for Lord Krishna. Both the things. Some things they have to give, some things they have to give up. Dono be important. So what they have to give? Anybody tell? What they have to give to Krishna? First thing that comes is paisa. So that is what we are attached to. Huh? Our mind we should give. Yes. Tan man dhan. Huh? What is mother's? Time. Yes, give time. His time only, give it to him. Am kalos. Huh? Give your mind. Give your direction. So happy to see Lohesh Prabhu here. Very well. Very well. Almost feels like family. Yes. Arabia Mother also? Oh, which year? Yeah. What do you have to give? Wealth? Likh dete hain, wealth. We have to give our wealth. How much wealth you have to give? Everything. क्या परसेंटेज सोच रहे थे क्या? Everything. Everything. जोर से बोलो. नहीं आ रहा था जोर से. और जोर से. Everything. Because everything belongs to him only, right? Aham sarvasva. Oh, उन्हीं का है. Right? What does it mean? You sell everything and bring cash to the center here and say, Shigopal Prabhu, everything. That's not everything. That's not everything. Your attachment towards it is everything. Your attachment. When it is the right time, just give it. Can you think of one devotee who gave everything when the right time came, without any hesitation? Ali Maharaj? Perfect. Everything he gave, not like something. Rakho apna pair. Okay, done. Anybody else? At that very moment it is ready. Parikshit Maharaj, Khatam. Everything. He didn't write a will, Veernama, no registration, nothing. He just gave to his son. Take care. I don't even want to look back and see how you are managing it. I am done. Everything. Anybody else? Huh? Bharat Maharaj, yeah. Hare Krishna.
Sadhu Maharaj.
Huh?
Sadhu Maharaj.
Sadhu Maharaj?
Bhakti Siddhanta Sadhu.
Yeah. Huh? Everything. Very good. Many sannyasis in our moment. They gave everything.
Bhakti Rasamrita.
Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj he also gave everything. Everybody. All Prabhupada disciples, you see, everything they gave. It was not like, they kept something back. From Bhagavatam again. Anybody else? But a classic, like very difficult thing for somebody to do. Dadichi Muni. He is properly sitting and doing Hari Bhajan. Hare Krishna. And I want your body. I want your bones. Can you imagine somebody coming and saying, Roji, I want your bones. Huh? What kind of demand is this? And who is telling that? Indra. He is telling, we should give everything. We should give everything in service of God. Hey, Dadichi Muni, please give your bones. Why was he asking? To get his kingdom back. Right? He wants his kingdom back. So he wants to win that war against Vritrasura. So he is coming and asking for his bones. And what is Dadichi Muni saying? He teases him first. He wants to have a little humor before he gives the bones. Gives himself. What does it mean? Giving himself. Giving everything. Right? When do you give everything? When you value for what you are giving. When you value the most for what you are giving. And when you see such kind of stories, when you see such kind of people in our life, it inspires us. Who have given everything for something that they value the most. The act of sacrifice itself is worshipable. Right? And they value the most is the culture, the goal of life, to serve God, to serve this nation. The act itself is so glorious. Recently, this movie that is becoming so famous, Chava. What is touching people? Sacrifice. How he sacrificed everything. Everything. At that moment, he could have easily negotiated. Okay, I'll convert my religion. He's out. Okay, you take the kingdom. I give up. He's out. But he didn't give up. And now, Indians are seeing their history. They should see Mahabharata. I wish such movies are made on Bhagavatam. Such kind of movies are made on Ramayana. Such kind of movies are made on our great heroes. Many movies are made on, each disciple of Srila Prabhupada, of how they have given up and what they have done. People should know. Right? Such kind of movies made on Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya. So many things. Then we will actually value what we have. Right? It is, and we should show, we should use every medium in service of Krishna. Every medium in service of Krishna. Prabhupada also wanted people to make movies. Yeah, somebody came in India and asked Prabhupada that we want to make a movie on Bhagavatam. Prabhupada was very happy. Then he said, okay, so Prabhupada, we'll start from Lord Krishna's birth. He said, no, I never told you can start from Krishna's birth. You have to start from Parikshit leaving the kingdom. You have to come from first canto to 10th canto. Then I'll allow you to make the movie. People who want entertainment, they don't want to go through all that, right? They directly want Raslila. They directly want, Krishna in Mahabharata. No. Prabhupada said, no, you can't go to 10th canto without going first canto. But the same movie people, when they came and asked Prabhupada in America, the Prabhupada want to make some movies, on Krishna consciousness. And then Prabhupada said, yeah, you can make. And some disciples are open. So there you told you can't hear the, yeah, because Indians are very familiar. They are a lot of familiarity. They treat Krishna like nobody. But you people know how Krishna is so special. Yours was a clean slate. I've written everything, clear and crystal. Here people have a lot of familiarity with Krishna. But we should use every medium. Whatever you're doing, give the best. Donate your wealth. How much? Everything. Use your influence. How many here are influential? Really? Huh? You are influential, right? Ramuji, everybody is influential. You only use your influence where you want. That's the problem. If you really see all the contacts in your mobile and you write down against each contact your relationship with that person and how much he or she has confidence in you, you will know how much influential you are. Now, how much you can do for this world. Don't tell me that you're not influential. When something wrong happens in your life, you'll open the contact book and start calling people. Prabhu, I'm here. Please, can you do something? Can you help me? All your influence you'll use. Why are you not using in Krishna's service? Do you want to use or no? Huh? Bhaiya, use karo. That is what you have to give to Lord Krishna. He gave you that position where you have some influence. Use that influence. Otherwise, that influence will be a shackle for you to live in this material world. If you die in this body thinking I'm very influential, many people love me, and you not use that in service of Krishna, then that becomes your pride which will keep you as anartha in this world. But if you have used every contact you have in service of Krishna, then you are done. You are relieved. Are you understanding what I am saying? How anarthas are sitting deep inside? If you have a good influence on somebody and you are not using that person in service of Krishna, that means you want to use that person for some ulterior purpose that you only want. You don't want to work on him with Krishna-related activities. You have some other ulterior motive. See, I'm not saying directly you have to engage them. Indirectly also you can engage them. Directly or indirectly. Use your influence. If you use that influence, that means you are giving everything to Krishna. People should know he is a Krishna devotee. Everybody around you should know that you are a Krishna devotee. No need to hide that. When they know that you are a Krishna devotee, they'll approach you for some service when the right opportunity comes. So, because of your influence on them and their influence on you, and keeping Krishna in the center, you give everything to Krishna. And this is called die before you die, where you are completely giving up everything. So, how many here want to use their influence? You want to use their influence, right? Okay, should I give you opportunity to use your influence? Did I trap you all? चाहिए opportunity नहीं चाहिए? हाँ? मैं एक ही बोल रहा है जो okay, I'll not give opportunity. That's right. कोई बोल नहीं रहा opportunity देना है नहीं देना है? हाँ? क्या देगा पता नहीं पागल आदमी है भैया do you want to use your influence or no? Huh? You want to go back to Krishna, na? You want to use your influence, na? Chal, I'll give you. This is the opportunity. Proposal for conducting Jagannath Rath Yatra Kart Festival in your school. Why not? We want to approach schools and we want to do Rath Yatras in the schools. Right? We just made this slide. There are many people who have done that also. Many Rath Yatras in many international schools around India, Kanpur, Gurgaon, Noida, Mumbai, many places they have done. Right? You can see whole assembly sitting, there is a cart, there is a whole festival, all children are being fed, prasadam, they are all making banners and posters. Many devotees have done it. It's not like we are doing something new. But how we use our influence and how we pass the message and how we show value towards it. So, why Rath Yatra for students? Introduced to the biggest festival in the country. This is what you should tell. What is the festival in which 10 lakh people assemble at the same place? Rath Yatra. There is no other festival. Should children be introduced to this? Yes. Oldest tradition introduced to the next generation. You want to do it? Yes. Every student from young to old gets to prepare for the festival. A nursery boy can prepare, a 12th class graduate can prepare. Again, how they can prepare? They can do posters. See the children, how beautiful posters they made. Every single person, like a small assignment, every single child can go home and tell, I want to make a poster tomorrow is Rath Yatra. My teacher told I can make Jagannath. Whole family is engaged. Jagannath has suddenly gone into so many houses. How many agree with this? Right? Beautiful. And then you can do dance performance in front of the Rath. They have cultural activities in the school. Just like that you are doing on annual day. Do it in front of Jagannath cart. You already have the talent. Opportunity to cook for Lord Jagannath. You can tell the children, make one small cake and bring it for Jagannath at your home. They'll go and engage their mother. They themselves will make a small cookie and they'll bring it. Right? Pull the cart as a group, grade by grade. 2-hour festival in the assembly. Morning assembly happens. What time it happens? 8 to 8:30, something like that. Just make it 8 to 10. And 5 minutes, one class is going, pulling the Rath. And again they go, next class will come. They'll pull the Rath. Again they go, they circumambulate the entire place and the performance happens in between. Right? Such a beautiful scene. Can you all feel what's happening? Right? Greatest festival is, if somebody has a talent, a student has a talent, teacher has a talent, they can also do the kirtan. We can tell them how they can use their instrument, and blessings of God for their good education and good health. Right? Haribol, hundreds of schools are already doing it. Why don't you do it? Right? And time schedule commitment we need. 2 hours in the morning assembly, that's all we need. On any chosen weekday, you choose. Right? 1 hour class on who is Jagannath and about the festival in all grades, we will give. Just give us one period. Whether you bring all students at a place or class by class. Our devotees will come to your school. Just give us that 1 hour, we will do. Without disturbing your thing. You can schedule. From now till July, we have time to give that class. So everybody knows who is Jagannath. How Jagannath Leela happened. You all know that Leela. We have slides also. You can make slides. Show the presentation to children. Right? 1 hour class on who is Jagannath and about the festival to all grades. 1 hour with faculty class teacher to explain how students can participate. All faculties can come into one hall and we can orient them. How to organize this. So they are not bewildered. Hey, what are you telling? New festival, we don't know what it is. I will tell you what it is. Simple. This is what you need to do. Class by class. And the best class who has done the best offering to Jagannath in the form of posters will also be awarded. Subbarao Prabhu will give a Bhagavatam set to them. Already boxers here. Right? You understand what I say? Yeah. Why not? And what is the cost for it? 0. If you want to contribute at your choice to bring the cart to your place and to take back the cart, maybe 10,000 rupees. Transportation cost. Decoration of the cart, maybe 10,000 rupees. Small donation for Jagannath present, 15 rupees per child. Our Kartik Prabhu will make 1 drone of khichdi. Right? Every single child in the school, 10,000 children, I don't know, 1,000 children into 15,000 rupees. So total cost is how much? 25,000 or 35,000 rupees. That's it. Right? Per school. And if they have any problem in giving that money, don't give. We will have sponsors from here. I would want to sponsor one school. Because that way, I'm trying to be an instrument to give Jagannath to 1,000 students and 1,000 families. Right? Is that a good idea? Can we do this? Yes, we have time. And we have ruts also. You don't have to take the big rut. Small rut is there, no? You have 3 small ruts. Right? These are Rath Yatra schedule here. So many communities we are planning to do Rath Yatra. This year, last year we did in 21 communities. This year we are doing in 32 communities. Yeah. Already 32 Rath Yatra happening. But I don't like to see these white slots. Super Pro is saying, कुछ करना पड़ेगा white slots. So the white slots will be filled with school Rath Yatras. When the Raths are available, Monday to Friday Raths are available, nothing is happening. Why don't we do school Rath Yatras? Right? 3 small Raths. Sorry. Silence. Yeah. You are with me? You understand? All we have to do is that. We just don't take a small Rath. कितना लगता है? एक छोटे पोर्टर में चले जाता है small Rath. Porter costs you 500 rupees from center to your school, wherever it is. 2 people can bring the Rath down. And how much does it take to decorate? Actually, it's highly budgeted, 5,000 rupees. I don't think you need 5,000 rupees. Even 1,000 rupees is enough to decorate. And just make prasad of big magona of khichdi for one school. Start serving. Go get this doing. So easy. But Krishna will test our intentions. Krishna will test our passion to serve him. Right? What did we read in the previous purport? Anybody who gives Krishna consciousness to others is the greatest welfare activity. Greatest welfare activity. And anybody can do this. I am going to go to these schools again. Ask, what is that? What will we lose? Who will lose? We lose or they will lose? They will lose. We have nothing to lose. We are giving Krishna, take it. And Prabhuji, just imagine, we all as one satsang, if we endure this and it becomes successful, in this year, 10 schools, we did it. And we will also get the media to cover it. We will give them nice, name for the families, for the school. Just imagine. In Hyderabad, how many schools are there? 500 schools? A day will come where there will be 500 Rath Yatras in a single year in a single city. Is it possible? Do you see a possibility there? Yes. And we should do. Let's try. How did we start for community Rath Yatras? We just started. We didn't even know that they could be allowed. Now, if they don't allow, we are ready to put a case on them. Correct? Somebody was saying, in this community we will not allow. We will not allow. So many communities are allowing. What is the problem with you? He's actually feeling, there is some problem with me. If you allow. Now we have created peer pressure in communities. Yeah? Yes, you should do in your community also. Chota Rath was on that. Everybody will come. Even 20 apartments is good enough to do a Rath Yatra. Actually more intimate. Where everybody will take Jagannath around the Rath and you'll have a nice small prasadam, little Leela, little Kirtan. Jagannath is happy. Big guys. Like this will see. Right? Hari Bol? Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Yeah. Hare Krishna. Use your influence. Are we all influential? Yes, we are. We are influential. If you allow Subra Prabhu to do it, Rath Yatra in his office also. That's the only thing like office Rath Yatra. You can do. Who is stopping you? On those 9 days of Rath Yatra, you can engage everybody in different ways to do service to Krishna.
Oh, that's a very good idea. Office Rath Yatra. Between the cabins.
Do it in the right way, otherwise on the Rath he will go outside the office. Hare Krishna. Prioritize your time. Prioritize your time. That is your gift to Krishna. Prioritizing your time. Prabhuji, I don't have time. Who has time? We know, all of us know we don't have time. Kabhi maa sakte. We can die anytime. Nobody has time. Prioritize. Right? Don't waste your time. Hare Krishna, Lois Prabhu. I can hear your pravachan. So, prioritize. If you prioritize, you can do a lot of things. Does everybody have time for Krishna? Everybody has time for Krishna. Everybody has. Prabhu, our life should go to such a point that there is nothing else except Krishna related activities. Itna acha lag gaya na? You are chanting, you are planning, you are executing, you are discussing, you are sharing, you are everything. Krishna is in everything. Did you die before you died? Yes. That is what is called die before you die. Is that ho gaya khatam? Finish. Follow the regulative principles. Something that you have to give to Krishna. Right? That I will follow these principles. No meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling. I will control my senses. For Krishna, for you I will say, Rishikesh says, Bhakti. I am going to serve, use my senses in serving you, Krishna. That is my service to you. Inspiring new people to Krishna consciousness. Something that you can do. Independent nature, not accepting authority. You should give up. You should give to Krishna my independent nature. Nahi chahiye mere ko Krishna. Everybody should have a Siksha way. And everything that you are doing should be told to that Siksha way. Because how else can he help you? Or she can help you. Matajis can have a nice Mataji inspiring Siksha Guru within you. Right? Prabhuji can have Prabhuji inspiring Siksha Guru within you. And discuss with him your ideas, your enthusiasm. And Krishna will hear that through him or her. And we can present these ideas to great sannyasis when they come. Right? We have His Holiness Bhakti Prem Swami Maharaj coming here. Right? Should we present the school Rath Yatra idea to him? Huh? You know what? Maharaj is doing elsewhere. I did not mean to do this, but I am tempted. Let me open what I am supposed to open. Yeah? Important, right? Otherwise I can get exposed. Oh, you have these kind of influence also, huh? Yeah. Why is this not showing? Maybe Krishna doesn't want to be shown. Here. But basically, what I wanted to tell you is in Ujjain, they used to do one Rath Yatra. And then Maharaj said, this idea of doing many Rath Yatras is good. So Maharaj increased them to 3 or 4, I think. And then Maharaj increases them to 17 Rath Yatras last year. And Maharaj, I called Maharaj to tell Maharaj we are doing Rath Yatras, more Rath Yatras this year. And Maharaj said, Prabhu, we are all inspired by you, whatever these people in Gachibowli are doing. Right? So we have to do, we'll also do more. We are doing 17 Rath Yatras. Like that, Maharaj told. Then I told Maharaj, actually we are doing 22 this year. Prabhu, this is not, we are doing 17. So this time I messaged to Maharaj saying, Maharaj, we are doing 32 Rath Yatras. Maharaj was ready. He said, we are doing 35. That's the message I wanted to show. It's not coming up. Pure devotees are very simple devotees. Their hearts are very filled with Krishna. They don't have any other motive or pride or anything. They like to see others serving Krishna. They also like to serve Krishna. That is their, and Maharaj is coming here. And we want to show Maharaj that Maharaj, we have this plan. And we are going to put a Brahmastra of school Atyatras now. Maharaj, we are going to cross that 35 number. We have 3 months now. Let us see, right? So, and we'll also ask for his blessings. Right? We should have the blessings. Yes, ma'am? Maharaj is here. He's doing 3 programs. Next to next Sunday, he's here. Hare Krishna. Bhakti Press Swami Maharaj ki? Jai. He's coming here. And he is going to give, if everything goes right, whoever have donated Bhagavatam sets, more than 2 sets, we are getting some awards from Radha Madan Mohan Mandir, and Prabhuji will have all that, and we'll make everybody get up and you all can receive blessings of Maharaj for distributing Bhagavatam sets. Hari Bol. Yeah. And Maharaj also going to give a nice discourse. And there's going to be one more program in Her Grace Brahmani Radha Mataji's house, right, on Tuesday night. So we'll be called again. So nice number of programs with Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Jai. So we have to give up independent nature. It's a very, very dangerous thing for this. Independent nature, where we don't have an inclination also to work with anybody in KC. We feel that everybody is impediment. That's independent nature. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. Because of that independent nature only we came to this material world. We don't want to be in devotion with that independent nature, that you don't want to work with anyone, and then you land up in the same problems. Always have the feeling to report and have the feeling to take shelter. Right? And it's not with one person. You can have many Shiksha Gurus. Rajesh Prabhu always says, you can have many Shiksha Gurus. You can take inspiration. But keep one person as a reporting, so that he knows something in totality, what's going on. But you can take inspiration from many. And my goal in this satsang here in Gachibowli is to introduce as many inspiring souls as possible. Because each one of us is unique, na? Not everybody gets inspired by one person, right? Like some of you are very inspired by scriptural reading. So you need a Shiksha Guru who is going to put you into that kind of services. Somebody is inspired in festivities, right? So you need a Shiksha Guru who shows that example, right? And somebody who is inspired in giving good katha, beautiful katha, such kind of. So you can see the variegatedness and the variety in Krishna consciousness that we are seeing in the center, right? You see a heavily intellectual person, who can bring smoke out of your ears, right? When he talks. And you can also see a very sweet devotee who is all the time chanting different pastimes, right? And you can also see a grave person giving philosophy like very deep, right? And you can also see a person who just introduces festivals and encourages us. So all rasas are needed. That's why proper disciples are in different rasas, right? Everybody is in, like today, His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj has taken many of the devotees in Hyderabad to, what is it? Huh? Not Kamivan, Bidar. Huh? Bidar. Maharaj has taken. So everybody is trying to do what? They are trying to encourage us to become more fixed in Krishna consciousness. Accept Lord Krishna's plan is the greatest gift you can give for Krishna. Whatever comes in your life, accept. Not easy. This one statement, if you do, we are done. Seeing Krishna and everything that happens in our life. Very difficult. Chant God's names and many more things. What you can give to Krishna, chant His names. Stop chanting other things. Chant His names. Okay, what you can give up for Lord Krishna? Complicated life you can give up. What does it mean by giving up complicated life? Huh? EMI is okay. Too many EMIs is bad. One EMI is okay. Right? But too many EMIs. Greed to have many, many more. Not having confidence that Krishna will ultimately take care. I do business along with job also. Why? Are you in that situation? Is it real? Do you have a plan for it? Right? Don't complicate it. I'm not saying no. I'm saying you should know where this will lead you. Prabhu, I'm doing this business also. Because of that, I don't have time to come to satsang. Who asked you to do? Ultimately, whatever you are doing should bring you to satsang, not take you away from satsang. You know what I'm saying? You should be very taking up a job which is highly paying, but highly taking your life also. Do you need it? No. You don't need it. Simplify a little, Baba. Prabhupada said, simple living. We have to put a deliberate effort to do that. See, some people are very passionate. They are very passionate to do all these things. You can't stop them. But use that passion in doing school rathayatras. If you really want to do money, karo, you divert that passion towards Krishna consciousness. Don't divert it into material life. Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Are you all with me?
Yes.
Yeah? Making sense, Hare Krishna? Yeah. Complicated life. We have to decrease our complicated life. Don't try to be the best in everything. Right? Whatever I do should be the best. It's complicated life, remember? Sometimes you can be average in some places also. Right? You can be average. You can be lower than average in some places. That's okay. You can appear like dumb in some places. And people might call you dumb also. That's okay. Can you give an example of somebody in Bhagavatam who behaved like that? Jadabharat. Right? You're so intelligent, but he appeared like dumb. I don't know anything. Why? I don't know. He in fact acted like an autistic person or a completely mentally handicapped person. Not responding, not talking, not this. You don't have to do so much. Right? But some places you can behave like that. It's okay. Don't overcomplicate. Unfavorable association. Be very careful with this. Very careful with this. Unfavorable association. What is not favorable for Krishna consciousness? We should be very careful, very vigilant of these things. Not taking association doesn't mean you don't talk to people. You don't talk to them so much that they start influencing you. That is important. Right? Like you are in the office, they are all making a trip to Goa. They are making a trip to Goa. Now, what is your reaction to this? It's your team, you have to take, go. Whole company is making a plan, they have this whole overall employee time pass time. You can think. Then you have a choice, right? Wherever you have a choice, exercise that choice. You can balance it. You can balance it. Right? Unfavorable association, try to avoid. Because it influences you. Don't say that it will not influence you. It will influence you. Nobody is immune to getting influenced on unfavorable association. Okay, are these 2 points understood? Anybody wants to comment on this? The heavy points actually. What you have to give up? Complicated life you have to give up, and unfavorable association you have to give up. Voluntarily. Change lifestyle to make it simplified. Simple lifestyle. Thoda simple hai. Morning. I should have a morning slot very. You should be greedy about your time in the morning. Very greedy. Otherwise, you will be taken for a ride in different directions. If you are not greedy about it. There is somebody what is very greedy. Morning, Prabhu, I'm chanting Khatam. I'm keeping my mobile aside. Mangalarti time, this time, that time. Very clear. If you're not greedy, then, there is always somebody needy. Will take you there. You have to be. Let go of unnecessary necessities. Right? Is everything my necessity? No. You should see. Is it my necessity? should I invest this much amount in this business or this particular thing and this and that? Is it really needed? Haribol, is it really needed? Can you live without it? Is life going okay without it? You should use. And when you are confused, whom should you go to? Go to your Shiksha Guru. Why is the Shiksha Guru sitting there? Take his time, our time, talk to him. Prabhuji, I'm thinking like, what do you think? Go and tell him, don't go and tell him that, no, Prabhu, I'm doing this, what do you think? You already done it. What will he say? In Kaliuga, if you tell any small correction, first thing they leave is satsang. We go with the open mind, actually asking an inquiry, is it needed? Many people do that. And they got very good advice according to the situation. Karisha Prabhu once told, somebody came and asked him that, no, he didn't tell me, in the lecture he told that he wants to do this job with high paying in the other place. So he told, no, don't do it. Stay here. Normally, nobody would advise like that, but Prabhuji told it because Prabhuji knows that this person is not in a situation to leave the association right now. He needs to become more firm. So he told, why don't you stay here some more time and then think about it. There are also instances where Prabhuji told, go. Because now he is ready. Or that place has better association than here. Right? Always consult how to connect wherever you go. The ultimately point is to be connected. Not to you, to Krishna. Yeah. So all these things are very important. Let go unnecessary necessities with guidance. Make conductive, changes, conducive changes. Sorry. Like vegan restaurant, this is a very good example. There's a devotee in New Zealand, I think. I was hearing this from another devotee, that he was having, there was not a devotee, that he was having a chain of restaurants and he was famous for serving non-vegetarian. So he started coming to satsangs and then he understood that, oh my God, this is nonsense I'm doing. I'm not only doing karma, I'm distributing karma. And many people are eating all this. So what should I do? So he discussed with the Shiksha Guru and the Shiksha Guru actually told him, why don't you try something bigger, something different? He tried in one restaurant, started working very well. Then he increased that to many others. Now he has a big chain of vegan restaurants in New Zealand. The devotee, he's running it. But all this he did because he wanted to give up something for Krishna. Right? We should be very careful in complicating our life. Again, goes back to the first point. Aspire and pray to give up anarthas. Lust, greed, pride, envy, illusion, all this. At least aspire. Are we aspiring to give up?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah. We should aspire. Whether we can give up or not is Krishna will take care. But every time you become angry on anybody, even for a right reason, go back and think, anger is one gate towards hell. I just stepped into the gate. Next time, I should not be angry. Consciously, we should try to protect ourselves from continuing these anarthas. Yeah? And just go once to the restroom and come back. Can somebody sing Hare Krishna Kirtan? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
I'll send this presentation to all of you. And Chandra Guru says, there is no copyright in this one. You have right to copy. So, there are some things that you have to give, and there are some things that you have to give up. All this will happen overnight? It should, but we can't. We want to finish it overnight. At least that aspiration should be there. Again, do you want it to be finished overnight? Yes. Yes, but it will take time. You can't help it. Aspiration is important. Are there any shlokas which discuss about what to give up and what to give? You can think of? Yeah, very good. Hari Bol. Please go ahead. Tyahara prayasascha prajalbho nimagraha janasanghacha laulyamcha vinashyati Hari Bol. Can somebody read all the 6 things that Rupa Goswami is telling here? Take the mic and read quickly. Yeah, you can pass. Anybody else can read.
Translation: once devotional service is spoiled when he becomes too entangled in the following 6 activities. First one, eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required. Second, over endeavor for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain. Third, talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters. Fourth, practicing the spiritual rules and regulations only for the sake of the following thing and not for the sake of spiritual advancement. Are rejecting the rules and regulations of the scriptures and working independently or whimsically. Fifth, associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. And sixth, being greedy for mundane achievements. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, bro. And another verse is also there, right? Utsaha nischaya dhairya tattat karma avartanat sangha tyaga sato vritti sabhir bhakti prasiddhati. Can somebody read?
There are 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. Being enthusiastic, endeavoring with confidence, being patient. 4. Acting according to regulating principles such as Shravana, Kirtana, Vishnu Smarana, hearing, chanting, and remembering Krishna. 5th. Abandoning the association of non-devotees. And 6th. Following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service.
Very good. Right. So Acharya is telling what we should give up, what we should give in all respects to Krishna. But one thing probably which I personally felt among all these points is the first point of complicated life. I'm again repeating that. If you don't reduce the complication in your life, you cannot make progress in Bhakti. And that's a sacrifice that we have to do. We have to identify and do. What are the things in my life actually I don't need but I'm still doing? Yeah? We should start meditating on those things. At an individual level. See, everybody's situation is different. Actually, in these things we can't compare devotees. You know, for some people, some situations are complicated. But within that also they should think, what are really not needed in my life? And I'm more and more adding them. Like I told one example, right? You're starting a business that will not give you time on Sunday evenings. Is it a good idea? No. Because your breathing point, your most essential point is Sunday evening. When you are hearing from seniors, when you are hearing from great sannyasis, when you are hearing from so many visiting people, so much. Okay. How many of you know what it takes to schedule somebody to come here? I don't think you know. There's a lot of coordination effort goes behind it. A lot of negotiation goes behind it. Negotiation with whom? With other people who want the speaker on this time at a different place. It's not that straight and simple. Sometimes people hate you for doing it. Okay? But we go through all that for what? For whose benefit? All our benefit. Everybody. Agree. What does it take to prepare for, some topics like this? It takes, for whose benefit? My benefit? Everybody's benefit. Then we should honor this. This time we should honor. If you don't give that, if you don't say that this is what it is going to be, then propose. Then nobody can help you. Then same independent attitude, right? For example, I will do Bhakti Vaibhav, I will do Bhakti Shastri, I will do Bhakti Sarvabhauma from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock on Sunday evenings. Online. What did you just do? By taking the decision, now both are spiritual only here. Now, इसमें problem क्या है? Your astra is spiritual astra. Right? What will you do now? How can you tell the devotee? Baba, physical association is very important. Don't add things into this. You want to do more? Do it. No, this is spiritual only, right? I'm not getting that here, so I'm going there. But that is online. No, online is okay, right? Online is not. I'm sorry. I'm not biased towards it. Online is okay when there is no opportunity for offline. But there is so much opportunity for offline. Wherever you are in the city, so many satsangs are happening. Oh, I'm in Kukatpalli, I don't know, it's very difficult. Maharashtra Prabhu there is giving nice classes Sunday. You go there. I'm in Sikandrabad, go to Sikandrabad. I'm in Medchal, go to Medchal. I'm in Attapur, go to Attapur. I'm in Abbots or in that area, go to Madan Mohan Mandir. What is stopping you from going in person? You should go. Don't complicate your spiritual life materially and spiritually also. Something should be a lifeline, Prabhu. You should feel that. Actually, if you're not feeling it, then I think you are in a wrong association. Go to some other place. Because you should feel that. If I don't come here, then my spiritual life is getting impacted. I feel some vacuum if I don't go each Sunday. If you're not feeling that, then there is actually a problem. You have to discuss and resolve it within yourself or with your Shiksha group. Yeah. See, nobody is trying to gang up people here or anywhere. This is not an international society of gangs. Right? It is an international society of Krishna consciousness. Wherever you are becoming Krishna conscious, be regular, go there. And be active, be responsible, be reportive, be enthusiastic, and take up things there to make progress. Take time seriously. When you are giving that time on Sunday evening, then you are giving that time on Sunday evening. You know what I'm saying? When you are giving, you are actually giving. You're not like, it's like, जाएंगे तो जाएंगे, नहीं जाएंगे तो नहीं जाएंगे, चलता है ना, this है that. No. Doesn't work like that. Hare Krishna. So we discussed what souls who want to be empowered need to do. What they need to do? To give up and to give. Yes, bro. You have questions? Somebody pass the mic.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So my question is, based on your experience, you can tell short-term complication is okay for a long-term simplification in life. Like we can say, I'm working for.
It's a complicated question.
I think you have understood.
Accepting short-term complication for long-term simplification is a very good idea. Very good idea. Why not? But how sure are you that it is short-term? Right? And how sure are you that it will help you in long-term? Yeah, we have to be little careful on that. Like I buy a house for 6 crore rupees by selling 4 properties and taking a loan, and then I will also, do this and that, and I'll keep a Krishna's picture, and that's my service to Krishna in that house. Right? When you actually already have a house, when you actually are peaceful in that house, when you actually are getting association in that house, it's very complicated. I mean, think about it. I'm not saying we should be very. No, Prabhu. Actually, I want to go there and I want to do Rath Yatra in that community. I want to spread Krishna consciousness. I think it makes a little sense. But there also, what is your situation? As a family, as a devotee, what is the situation? Do I want to do that? Am I in the situation to do that? All these things, Prabhu, ultimately the bottom line is what? My enthusiasm in Krishna consciousness should not decrease. My eagerness to association should not decrease. Yeah, it's very, that is actually the lifeline. In the initial days, Prabhu, Krishna holds your hand and takes you. In KC. After some time, he leaves the hand and says, you walk. Then you will know what is my real. Because when he's holding and taking, he gives the interest also, he gives the resource also, he makes all arrangements also. In life, and you will comment on others. See, look at me, how nicely I'm going to every program. But then after some time, he leaves the hand and says, okay, now you decide. Now, some things are not very favorable. Now you'll see what decision you'll make. Right? So short-term complications, yeah, as long as they are short-term. And as long as they are needed. Most important thing is they are needed. Kavala itu. Anta gokudu avasarama. Itching feeling will come. Is it needed? You want to share something? You know what? Lois Prabhu is here, so we'll hear from Prabhuji.
Sorry.
No, please. I want to hear.
Prabhupada asked time, like there were some devotees who were assigned by Prabhupada to build temple for Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan. And those devotees were too much troubled dealing with labors and all that stuff. And then actually compared to Prabhupada, Prabhupada like they are too much troubled in all these services that we are not able to concentrate even for 16 hours chanting properly. So the Prabhupada told, you can give up your chanting away, but don't give this service. You have to do this. That was one of the fasting which I remember where the life became too much complicated serving the mission of a guru. People did.
But that's a guru's decision, not their decision. That's the most. I'll tell you another example. His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. He was a great preacher, like one of the top-notch preachers that in Prabhupada's mission, when Prabhupada was there. He was going and opening temples in many parts of the world. Everywhere he was going and doing. Book distribution, everything is so much. Then Prabhupada got Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. He said, now you come to India and serve. Then he came to India and served. And issue, you have to deal with this issue, that issue. He was like, my God, what is this? And he stopped. And you know, it was like he came to Krishna consciousness and he was experiencing Krishna consciousness in doing certain activities. That's where he experienced the rasa, the taste in Krishna, like book distribution, like opening new programs, preaching new people, all that. But suddenly he's running around lawyers, running around real estate agents, running around construction workers, running around estimates, agreements. What is this? You know, like he was completely. So he went to Prabhupada. Now here is the thing, it's not unnegotiable. Bhakti path is not like unnegotiable. You should talk to your guru. You should talk and say, Prabhu, the reason I came is different. Prabhu, now this is getting completely in a different direction. Can I do something about it? And Prabhupada said, okay, what do you want to do? I think I will do something, you know, like special I'll do in the Western world because that is what my Prabhupada said, okay, go, try. Now, did he do Guru Aparad? Prabhupada brought him here to do something. And he said, no, not working for me. Or like, I'm not getting that, what do you call it? I'm not getting that strength out of it. There are some activities that give strength to you. There are some activities when you need strength to do. Right? So, activities of book distribution, opening temples was giving strength to him. Dealing with agreements and legal disputes, there he needs strength to do. Right? So Prabhupada said, go. Prabhupada understood. Prabhupada knows. What did he do? Maharaj. He went to the Western world and he started Radha Damodar party. Radha Damodar book distribution party. He started keeping Radha Damodar deities in the bus and he took Paltan of devotees and he went to many places and started distributing thousands of books. And suddenly Radha Damodar party became like a big revolution within ISKCON. And there were like 10, 15 buses, everybody going. And more cultivation, more devotees, more this, more that. Then he went and showed to Prabhupada. This is what Prabhupada said. Very good. Very good. When you want to take up another service and you prove that that service you have done something, that's still good. It's not no brother. It's not something that you have done. Did he do anything wrong? No, he didn't do it. He said that I am getting rasa in this. Of course, that rasa is also important. Some strength is getting. He doesn't want to lose his strength completely. Right? And Guru also allowed it. And he went and did it. It became a big success. He proved it. That it works. And Prabhupada was very good. Yeah, you have done that. Giriraj Maharaj, you take care of Joo temple. And somebody else take care of this. Somebody else. So Guru actually is not a dictator by heart, but sometimes instructions seem like dictators. It is not like that. Ultimately, what is the goal of Srila Prabhupada? To make us Krishna conscious. Yeah? So, something like that. Many examples like that in this conversation. Yes, bro, yeah. Krishna Swami, bro. Very good.
Prabhuji, with regards to this independent nature, in this episode that you talked about Amal Krishna Maharaj. So when he went there, he went with an independent nature. Okay, he went to the Guru to seek his opinion, but still he had that independent nature. Seems like that.
Yeah,
maybe
seems,
not.
yeah.
But how do you know that it is an independent nature? You wanted to get that rasa, or you wanted to get that strength, etc., etc. But still, it is an independent nature which how to take those decisions.
Yeah. So this is actually with that independent nature, what you are doing is more important. That is the key factor there. Independent nature, you can go away. For example, many people don't like my face, but somebody decides their face nahi dekhna mere ko Sunday. Right? I'm leaving Gachibowli satsang. Sabbinora bodelu nenge rang. No. That's not giving him strength. Somebody's dealings are not giving him, because we are all different natures, Baba. It is not like that everybody has to like you. It can happen. Or some way of functioning may not help, But by going out, what is your plan is more important. Right? By going out, are you continuing? Are you going to the next level? So you don't like some things happening here. Are you going and doing some things in a nice way in another place where you're able to achieve what you wanted to achieve? Or are you just leaving for the sake of your discomfort? That's very important. Your independent nature should lead to more Krishna consciousness and ultimately should please Guru. Another classic example in Eastern America, Prabhupada decided a devotee to be temple president. It's a very famous one. I forgot the exact area. But he said, a lot of preaching was happening. Many senior devotees were there. They were doing preaching. Prabhupada said, you will become the temple president. Another devotee became like, I was doing more preaching than him. I was bringing more people than him. How can he become the temple president? Oh. What did he do? He went and opened another temple. Prabhupada said, Haribol, very good. What temple? What is the problem? No problem. Is that independent nature? Yes. But ultimately, what did it lead to? What was the thing that is inside? He actually wanted to run the mission in a much more different way. And sometimes some two devotees cannot work. ऐसा हो सकता है प्रभु. The two devotees cannot work. Even though keeping Krishna in the center, there, house husband and wife are not able to work together. After married, also, but to speak of devotees in a hall can happen, right? But what is it ultimately leading us to? You can respectfully part ways and do more to Krishna, as long as you are doing more to Krishna. But if you are parting ways with that independent nature and you are not doing anything and you are sitting there only pointing faults at other person, that means your independence has destroyed you. That's my 2 cents. Yeah. You can also share your comments, bro. Please, you are senior to me. Please.
Prabhuji, when we wanted to take up any activity, it is an ideal, it's my opinion, that it's a very idealistic situation that it will be pure in our activity mode.
Yeah.
If there will be a material tinge of that because of our nature. So how do you deal with that? Because you're always idealistic. Now, if you take Christian missionaries, they operate in a dual mode. They're not very perfect. It's not direct. But when we are dealing, how do you deal with that nature, that inborn that we also have? That you don't want it to be pure, you wanted to see your benefits also. Like that mixed mode, how do you deal with that?
Yeah.
And how do you come out of it?
Yeah.
That is, we wanted to come out of it, but our situations are that we also wanted this, you also wanted this. How do we?
Yeah. There are many questions in your question. We'll take one at a time. So, probably, I'll give an example of one devotee, names aside. He is a GBC in ISKCON, and he is also a lawyer, an international lawyer. Right? So, he fights many cases for ISKCON, and he suggests many legal advices for ISKCON. Right? So, he works out of India, from out of India he works. So now, when you go to him and discuss about legal matters, he will be like a lawyer only, pakka lawyer. Vancha kalpa is outside. Now you sit here. What is the problem? And whatever you have done wrong, you'll tell wrong is wrong. Respect is respect, but then what is wrong is wrong. And you have to deal the way you have to deal. Agreement means agreement. This means that. There, our devotion is to do that work properly. Right? You can't mix two things up. The devotee comes and sits in your office. And tell him, Prabhuji, what happened to the document? Oh, my 16 notes are not over. Right? You are supposed to do the 16 notes. That you decide when. But you can't say that you are not doing a job. You have come here to do a job. And by doing that, you are not offending the devotee. You are actually telling that is also part of devotion, to do your job properly. Who gave you that job? Are you doing justice to that job? In the name of devotion, you are being very irresponsible. Actually, irresponsible, more than casual, irresponsible. You can't do that. In everything, you should see Krishna, and you should do what you're supposed to do. Sometimes, as a parent, you have to be strict. You have to be strict. There you can't be, kaka, mama, no, bujja, no, here. Children will take advantage of it. I'm sorry. Be a parent to your children. Don't make your child into a parent in the house. Right? So we have to do what we are supposed to do. Be very clear, Prabhu. At the same time, you know that whom you are dealing with. But if you are not like that, for example, we have very good doctors, in our society, like Shamada Prabhu or Krishna Dulal Prabhu, or Karunadika Mataji, or Tulsi Mataji, Teja Mataji. When you go to them for a medical reason, they are very straight on your face. You are sleeping at this time, you are getting up, why you are not sleeping? No, Mataji, I am doing Mangalarti, I am doing it, what time you are sleeping? What are you eating? They have to do that. If they be like, no, if I tell you, maybe it will be Vaishnava, no, Prabhuji, you are doing whatever you are doing is very nice, take this tablet, then what are you doing? You are not doing justice to your role. You have to tell what is needed. With a consciousness sitting inside, that I am actually helping the devotee. Prabhuji, please forgive me for trolling. Prabhuji, there's so many services, Krishna Swami Prabhu. Amazing, actually. He does so many services. It's amazing. I should sit there and hear his class, So many nice things he does. He produced a wonderful son, Shashank Prabhu. Very born. No, really. Yeah. This material world is difficult to deal with. That thing I tell. Telling lecture is very easy. Tomorrow morning only my purification will happen. Some situation in Krishna will bring. Anyway, so you have to give up and you have to give. Both the things are needed. So to give to Lord Krishna and to give up to Lord Krishna, both are done by devotees, not like one thing. You have to give up also, you have to give also. Both the things are needed. And three things are very important in that. Self-preservation, self-awareness, and self-realization. When you give up and you give, these three things come in. This I took from Gauranga Darshan. He wrote in his book these three things. Self-preservation, self-awareness, self-realization. When you give up and you give, these three things have to be maintained. What does it mean? Self-preservation. Can somebody read? Who has the mind? Yeah. Anybody can read.
Self-preservation. Do what is needed in material life to perform our role. Serve family members, employment or business owner, social and political contribution, health and wellness.
Your answer came. Self-preservation, to live in this material world. You are supposed to do what you are supposed to do. You have to do that. You can't say that, materially, my material life is waste, Prabhu. I will not do a job properly. I'm renounced now. No, that is artificial renouncement. You have to do some things for self-preservation. You have to take care of your family. Sometimes family needs more time. You have to give that time. There is no, it might imbalance a little. We have to figure out a way how to balance it. That's a whole life struggle how to balance it. Right? But self-preservation is very important. Are you all with me?
Yes.
Die before you die doesn't mean only. This also is very important. Again, self-preservation. Employment and business. Be right. Don't be a dumb person when it comes to employment. You should be very intelligent in dealing with your situation, right? And social and political contribution. Why not? If there is a political environment that will help Sanatana Dharma, then be active in that also. Who is stopping you from being active? That is needed. Prabhupada told you have to support the people who support this Dharma in the country. Right? You can be aware, but not at the cost of your sadhana. Not destroying your sadhana. Right? And health and wellness. All these things are important. Self-preservation. What is the next one? Self-awareness. Know about oneself and act in the best way possible. IQ, EQ, SQ. What does it mean? You should know what is your IQ. What kind of intelligent person you are. If you think that I am the most intelligent, right? I know what I am intelligent at, I know what I am not intelligent at. How much intellectual capacity I know. At least self-awareness is very important. How much EQ, how much emotionally strong you are. No, sometimes I am not emotionally strong. So I better not get into those areas. What till then? Some things they rupture my past wounds. So better not I get into it. The past wound will open, then my whole chatting will go for a toss. Emotional question. Spiritual question. How strongly my sadhana is, how strongly my association is, how strongly I am situated. So if I deviate also, this association is good enough to bring me back. Gachibowli wale nahi chhodenge mere ko. Even if I run away, they'll catch me in some bus stand and bring me back. How strong is my association? So self-awareness is very important, Prabhuji. When you want to give things to Krishna, when you want to give up things to Krishna, your self-awareness. Are you all following with me? Huh? Any questions at this point? Is it practical? No? ऐसे बोल रहे? Okay. Self-preservation, self-awareness. What is the third one? Can somebody read?
Hare Krishna. Do what is needed to go back.
Sorry. No, that's fine.
Do what is needed to go back to Lord Krishna at the end of this life. Spiritual initiation, spiritual services, spiritual contributions, and spiritual consciousness.
I think it's self-explained, right? Spiritual self-realization. Do what is needed to go back to Krishna. Take initiation, do your services properly, do your contributions properly, and develop your consciousness properly. ये तीनों चीज को बैलेंस करते हुए अपने को ऊपर का बैलेंस करना है क्या? How much should I give? How much should I give up? And when you do that, then you will be empowered. All these things together will make you die before you die. ठीक है ना? Surya Prabhu is laughing.
Very difficult thing.
Huh?
Easier said than done.
Easier said than done. I know. Easier said than done. I'll give you an example for this. Something that this is an allegoric example that I thought of. So if you can think of self-awareness, self-preservation and self-realization, have you seen something like this in your apartments? I was entering the apartment many times, but this time I actually looked at them. And then I realized something, which I'll share how this can be applied in this aspect. What is this? A boom barrier, not a boom. What do you call it? Height reservation. The height barrier. When you're entering apartments, there is a height barrier that you can't go beyond this height. Why? When you go beyond this height, you might bump into some pipelines or some electric wires or something which are hanging at different basements. Now I'll tell you something unique that happens. In every apartment which has multiple basements, if you're not living in an apartment, maybe you'll not understand what I'm saying. But when there is like B1, B2, B3, basement 1, basement 2, basement 3. ऐसा होता है ना?
Yes.
Yeah. So your basement 1 might height allowed is 12 feet. ठीक है? Basement 1 height allowed is 12 feet. When you go to basement 2, it is only 10 feet. When you go to basement 3, it is only 7 feet. Because in basement 3, there is generator area. That generator area, only 7 feet is allowed. In certain part of the basement, not the entire basement 3. Certain part, only 7 feet is allowed. Now, if your vehicle is 11 feet, you are keeping something on the vehicle and entering the apartment. Should the security stop you or no?
Yes.
Give the mic to Brody. This is a very wonderful answer. Where is the mic? Yeah. What did he say?
Not in basement.
On it.
Not in basement 1.
Not in basement 1. Just imagine, there is something very important that person has to take into the apartment. His vehicle is actually 11 feet and he has to live in basement 1 only. His parking is in basement 1 only. If you tell no, nothing more than 7 feet is allowed. And the security fellow will do whatever you ask him to do. He will not have a brain. He will just follow the order. My basement, I am here only, Baba, it's 12 feet allowed. No, my vehicle is only 11 feet. You should allow me. That is very important. I am shifting the house. You can't keep a vehicle outside the building. I can't take everything in a trolley. What are you doing? No, sir, rule is a rule. Right? Is that the right thing to do? No, it's not the right thing to do. It's not the right thing to do. Right? Now, how can I apply this principle in my material life versus spiritual life, in self-preservation, self-awareness and self-realization? Right? Very simple. When it comes to material vehicle, let's say material vehicle and spiritual vehicle. If my material vehicle is 12 feet, allow till the maximum so your role is not disturbed and you can function well. Like what Rolly told. In your material life, you have to allow some things so you're materially functioning. Ask, Prabhu, which basement are you going? Basement 1 or 2 or 3? Okay, 1. Then I think you can go. But checks and balances. Make sure that it is not disturbing anything else, you're not going anywhere. That fellow is only going to basement 1, it's not going down, it can create a problem. You know what I'm saying? In material life, you should allow the vehicle to go inside. You can't stop it saying, 7 feet के ऊपर नहीं आ सकते, नहीं मुश्किल है. नहीं होगा material life. You have to make it work. That much intelligence God has given you. Spiritual life, don't allow you any vehicle which is above 7 feet. मतलब क्या? Do not allow anything more than minimum as it can affect your sadhana and swadhyaya. So, maximum restrictions keep in your spiritual life. Restrictions should keep in better life also, but should make it work. So, did it make sense?
Yes.
It's an art probably. It will not come overnight. But think about it. If anybody wants to share, you're all very knowledgeable. Please. You want to comment anything, Subra? Pass the mic. Please share your tippani.
It's an art promo, but more than that, I have his grace in my seat.
Do you need to grow your business? Do you need to grow in your employment? Yes. Yes. You need to get trained in new things to go up. Chaitanya Kishore. You have to learn new skills to grow up in your career. Yes. That much you should do. And sometimes you have to do. It is needed. Then don't keep a barrier. Oh, I am chanting 32 rounds in a day. I will not get trained in artificial intelligence. I will just be the way I am. My technology is this only. Then you will destroy your career. There you have to allow the vehicle as much as is needed. Right? Don't be pessimistic there. At the same time, be calculative. That because you are allowed, you are not going anywhere else. Right? Because you are allowed, only go to basement 1. Don't go to basement 2 and 3. Then it can destroy your mental life also. Because you know what you are doing. But when it comes to spiritual life, there is no basement 1, 2, 3. You should not allow anything that can harm even one side of your spiritual life. I will not go and do holy dance, disco dance in my apartment. So that will destroy my spiritual life. Even if it is Hare Krishna Kirtan. I don't want to do that kind of disco dance. I can do it in a different way. You understand what I'm saying? When it comes to spiritual priorities, spiritual choices, be very pessimistic, Prabhujis. Be very reserved in those areas. Even though the basement 3 is so down, I may not go till basement 3. I am only staying in basement 1. But still, I will not go beyond 7 feet when it comes to spiritual choices. When it comes to material needs, sometimes I have to raise the bar and go till whatever is allowed or needed. Chalega? Now every time you see these pots and in your apartment, you might remember the example. Yes, Madhu, did somebody pass a mic to them?
Actually, it's a small question I had that how can we change the vehicle size?
Take.
See, do you say that I have a vehicle already purchased it, I cannot change the size of it. Do you want to flexible and make?
What is it? A material vehicle or a spiritual vehicle?
There are 2 vehicles with me.
Okay. So which vehicle size is more?
So I think my spiritual vehicle size is more.
You are chanting 64 rounds a day. Is that the size of vehicle? No. What do you mean when the spiritual vehicle is more?
I'm getting confused when you say that being pessimistic, because we as a human, we have both targets in material life and spiritual life, and we know our capacity and nature and how Krishna made us, and we are trying to squeeze in both, balance both.
Yeah.
So how can we cross that barrier or extend beyond that limitation and be more pessimistic in the spiritual side?
Yeah, when I said thank you, your good name, Madhu?
I'm Haripriya.
Haripriya. Yeah. So basically, Mataji, when I said that you should be pessimistic in spiritual life, means you should not make a choice which looks to be allowed choice, but it will affect your Krishna consciousness. Some other devotee is able to do that because he is very elevated. I cannot risk that. Because my Krishna consciousness, I am not in the position to deal with it. So that much self-awareness. So that's why in between comes practical vehicle, I forgot to tell. Right? Need intelligence and guidance to decide how much is needed and how much is not. This is what is needed. Otherwise you get bewildered. Yeah. Don't compromise your spiritual life. There is one Prabhuji, he told he'll chant 64 rounds every day. He did that for 3 months. More than happy, I was getting worried. Because I know he also has a job. I also know he has a wife. He has 2 children. Initially, he was so enthusiastic. He was actually chanting 64 hours. Every time I used to look at him, Prabhuji here. I want to encourage him. At the same time, how are you doing? Prabhuji, I finished 16 rounds from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Then I do Mangal Arati. Then 5:30 to 7:30, I finish another 16 rounds. Then after coming back from office, I come back 5 o'clock. I finish my 16 rounds 5 to 7. 5, not 6 to 8 or something. And then, I finish another office call. Then 10 to sometime I finish another 16 rounds. I'm able to manage, bro, somehow. I pull it off. Now I'm happy. At the same time, I'm worried about this situation. What is it ultimately hitting you? Somewhere is going to hit you, right? It's not easy. At the same time, I don't want to be judgmental that just because I can't do it, nobody can do it. That is also another problem, right? Because somebody can, no, I'm doing it, I'm happy, but at the same time, I want to know how it is. And slowly he decreased it. He himself called and told, no, I'm doing 32 only. Now, surprisingly, I became happy. I should not be happy. I became happy. Okay, maybe it's life has shown him a way. Right? And then after some time I told, from 16 I'm doing properly. He said, no problem. Minimum bola, right? Properly. He didn't say 16. He said minimum. Now I'm speaking opposite. I told here you should be pessimistic in spiritual life, but you should also be practical in your material life. Self-awareness is very important. Self-preservation, self-awareness, self-preservation. All the three things should go in parallel. Don't commit for more than you can chew. If you keep more than you can chew in your mouth, what will happen? You will vomit everything out. Right? Sometimes it's okay. There is gulab jamun, maybe it's okay. But you should know. It's an art, Prabhuji. It's an art. And more than that, and Prabhuji and Mataji, like Prabhuji said, easier said than done. You have to be in constant association with this. Your spiritual strength should not be compromised. Whatever is giving you spiritual strength, don't compromise that activity. If it is kirtan, if it is chanting, if it is reading, if it is doing some activity in your case is actually giving you the taste. Don't leave that activity. That is like preserving yourself. Right? And then you can, on top of that, you can take some levy to make some decisions in your material life also. But it needs, Mother, I don't know if I answered you, but then all I'm telling is it needs guidance and you have to constantly keep checking. And the best guide is your spouse only in the house. They'll immediately give you guidance. When you're doing too much of anything, this way or that way. I've seen devotees who leave their jobs and then so much problem is created in their houses. Right? Because you need to run the house, Baba. You have to. Oh no, Krishna will give. Are you in that level? Are you like Haridas Thakur? What is it? Srivas Thakur? 3 claps. Krishna has to bring, otherwise I'll tie a rock to my leg and put myself in Ganga. You should think about it. Am I? And even in that situation, you should not take a whimsical decision. Make it work. Make Krishna consciousness work. And it's complicated. I'm not saying it's easy. In the house also, your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, your husband, your children, your relatives, your influencers who are not in the house but give influence in the house. Right? You have so many situations. There is recession, there is wars, there is price increase, there is inflation, there is new income tax act. I don't know what is there in there. But so many things which are out of our control. But in all the situations, always think which one I'm handling how. Be pessimistic when it comes to your spiritual choices, that you don't want to risk anything. When it comes to material choices, you can risk a little. Risk in what way? Take up more where it is needed. Some doctors are there, in Krishna consciousness. Sometimes when they change hospitals or when they get into new services in medicine, they work for 12-14 hours. You don't have a choice. You have to do. You have to do what you have to do. Right? So they are making sure that, but at the same time, the Sunday that they get, they completely take sadhu sangha. They take one more step ahead. They increase their reading in the available time. According to how much infectious area you are going, so much insulation you are supposed to take. Yeah. In Katha Upanishad, I'll end with this. There is a beautiful shloka. Actually, for whatever philosophy that we have spoken in Katha Upanishad, Uttishta Jagrita Prapya Varnani Bodhata Shurasya dharanishta duratyaya durgam pathas tat kavayo vadanti. I'm sorry, I have not learned this shloka. I was reciting it. Please repeat after me. Arise, awake, approach, the great, and learn. Like the sharp edge of a razor is that path. So the wise say, hard to thread and difficult to cross. This Katha Upanishad is being told, the spiritual path is like a razor with two-edged sword. Right? Sword is only one side, but this is like two-edged. And anything you do wrong, you can cut your hand, both the sides. You should be very careful. Very careful. What you are planning to do. The two-edged sword, right? Material life, spiritual life. There's something here and there, cut off. And if you completely destroy your spiritual life, your chanting also will go for a toss. You completely destroy your material life or spiritual life. You have to make sure both things work. Right? And what does it say? Approach the great and learn. Approach the great and learn. It's not like we don't have guidance. I tell you, many devotees, they don't take guidance because of their individual nature. Do you have at least one devotee in your life with whom you can openly discuss? Doesn't have to be a Shiksha. Even your peer, like who has come to devotion with you or whom you consider as your equal. You should go and discuss it, Baba. Don't take individual decisions. I'm telling you, we destroy our own spiritual life with our own choices without discussing anyone. You feel that nobody will understand me. Why do you think nobody will understand you? There are more examples in Bhagavatam than examples in your own life. If you read Bhagavatam, so many are there. So many difficulties devotees faced. Look at Indra, how many difficulties he faced. Poor, he's such a great devotee. He faced all those difficulties for us to learn lessons. So we don't repeat those things. Indra, Chandra, Varuna, everybody made mistakes. Who are we? We also make mistakes. But take guidance. Have a good association. Association is the most important thing. If you think that I am sitting in the house hearing online lectures, nahi hoga re baba, you are cheating yourself. You are cheating yourself. When you come to a physical satsang, it's different. You will be given services. You will take up some things. Like wrap up service in this room right now. After all, everybody, you will be getting. Who is doing the wrap up? Does anyone care? Do you want to be part of it? 10 minutes wrap up. Zyada nahi hai, ek hi wala. Do you want to be part of it? Your enthusiasm and everything reflect here. How much Krishna consciousness you are practicing will be seen by how many voluntary services you are taking up. Your enthusiasm will be tested. And some other devotee is doing more. That time your envy will be tested. And some devotee is telling you what to do. That time your anger will be tested. And sometimes you think you are the best. Your illusion will be tested. And you are not being given what others are getting. Your jealousiness will be tested. Everything is tested in association. If you sit online, nothing is tested. Only your mobile bandwidth is tested. Don't write comments. Well, the thing, it should be, you should know. You should know. Be self-aware. So this is the last slide. So does God want us to sacrifice our life? We expect Him to protect. Right? Lower dharma. We want God to be part of our plan. Name and fame, wealth and status, health and fitness. But asking for our life, highest dharma. Highest dharma. We want to be part of God's plan. Be the instrument. Compassion from Him. Forgiveness to serve. Connection to Him. All these things. So, which one do you want? Do you want Him to serve you? Or you want to serve God? You want to serve God. You want lower dharma or higher dharma? You want higher dharma. In Bhagavatam, Dadichi Muni giving his body is just another casual conversation. It's not even a chapter. Can you imagine how high is Bhagavatam? Somebody giving away his life is not even recognized as Dadiji's sacrifice. Is there a chapter called Dadiji's sacrifice? It's not there. In between the Leela, he comes, gives his life and is gone. So such a great principle of sacrificing a life is just normal in devotee's life. That is the highest level of bhakti that we are learning here. Greatest life is to sacrifice one's life to execute the plan of God. All these great acharyas, they all have done it. They all have done it. And we can also be part of it by following their footsteps, not by copying it. Not by copying it. Hare Krishna. We end it here. So next is experiencing a life of sacrifice. That discussing next week. When you have come to the consciousness of die before you die, then how you will experience it in day-to-day life. If you think that you already, oh Prabhu, I'm ready for die. What is it? I'm ready to die before I die. Next week we will know whether you're actually ready or no. Whether you're experiencing those things. Right? Okay. Last question. Anybody else? Any thoughts? Prabhuji, sorry. Mike.
Because of our focus on self-preservation or increasing more or what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it might happen that for self-realization, we have to limit ourselves to a minimum standard.
Yes.
And say, okay, I will do 16 rounds, or I will do a little bit of seva or so I will be okay with this. But then I'm not increasing my sadhana, I am not increasing my self-realization. So I might actually become like stable in a particular rather than rising. That can also happen because of this.
It can happen. Amarendra Prabhu beautifully says one thing. He says we should have a 15 days checkpoint each Ekadashi. To test actually in which direction we are going. Right? So Acharya have told chant more rounds, read more on Ekadashi. And necessarily not just Ekadashi. For example, I have a lot of responsibility in the house. My children have responsibilities, my wife, my job, so many things are going on. But one day my wife told, I'm going to take our children to Maika. I'm going to go to my mother's house. So suddenly what happened? Some responsibility relieved. At that time, are you watching YouTube short videos? Or are you increasing the number of rounds for those many number of days? Shows in which direction we are. I expose myself. And I'm telling you, we will know. Krishna knows what we are minimum doing. Prabhupada told, we are dealing with Krishna. He knows everything. It's not easy. It's not easy. But in the given situation, what best we can do, we should do. But at the same time, when we have an opportunity, and we actually have time, then our senses will trouble us. Free mind is like devil's, what is it? Devil's workshop, yeah. So sometimes we feel, probably time isliye main nahi kar pa raha hu. But when given time, you will not do it. Because that is like a ride for the mind. Right? So we should be. Many devotees, what they do? When they have this extra time, they plan it in advance and they put themselves into some yatra or some. They just push themselves into something. They get the free time, immediately they have gone into something else. And then they are fully occupied. They don't leave. They don't leave anything vacant. Classic example, you can see Radhesham Prabhu's schedule. My God, it's like even Maya Devi will ask for appointment. Sunday 1 to 2:30 is it? He is complete and he has made it visible to the whole world. Everybody can see his schedule if you want. Schedule.radheshamdas.com. Go now, you can see. 2025 calendar, you'll see. You'll see that. After seeing that schedule, you feel, Amma, this is devotion. See, one is, if you have your schedule, you are not revealing it to anyone, then you can play with your schedule. You can tell, I am busy. But he has actually revealed it to the whole world. Now, where is the question of me telling he is busy? He is actually busy. Everywhere he is going. Yesterday he was in center taking class in the afternoon for some preachers, leaders, and then in the evening he went to Bombay, and now he is back in Hyderabad. More busier than. So we should know, we can't cheat ourselves, we should know. Even Mataji also. We all have different responsibilities, expectations of family, society, everything. But when you don't have that expectation, how are you taking that time? It's very, very important. Not easy, Prabhu. I'm telling you it's not easy. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hari Bo. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste
की भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय ओम विष्णुपाद प्रभु प्रदिकाचार्य स्तोत्र डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद प्रभु प्रदिकाचार्य स्तोत्र डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय प्रेम से बोलो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय ओम श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय पुण्य क्षेत्र वृंदावन धाम की जय गंगे मैया की जय यमुने मैया की जय भक्ति देव की जय कलियुग पावन तुलसी महारानी की जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय ट्रांसजेंडर बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय ट्रांसजेंडर प्रसाद डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय निताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंद ऑल ग्लोरीज टू assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga वंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।